Travis, I've got to welcome you to the team because you've just put pen to paper with my boss and now your manager, Mr. Steve Wood.
Yeah, cheers, thanks for that.
When was that? When did that happen?
So I went down to see Steve a couple of weeks ago, so it was just after that really, on the way home.
But this is all started because I'm sure I replied to a message, I don't know if you said it on Instagram or on Twitter or something. And didn't I say to you, get in touch with him on...
Yeah, well obviously
you'd done it once by the time I replied to you.
Yeah, because obviously I knew Ben, and I knew that Ben had obviously been managed by Steve, so I got in touch with Ben and asked him to reach out to Steve for us, and then Steve was willing to sit down and talk to us. So originally Ben got us in touch with Steve, and that's how I got in contact with him.
Right, because you are now number 2 from this area and from the Tenacity Gym, which is where we are today.
Yeah.
Hence the t-shirt.
Hence the t-shirt, mate.
Now let's find out a little bit, because I absolutely know nothing. I only found out he signed, I think it was yesterday when I spoke to Steve and I told him I was coming down here, so he said to get in touch with you. So how old are you?
I'm 25, 26 in October.
But you've had an absolute shitload of amateur fights.
Probably 165 plus 2 national titles, so a lot of experience.
And how did you do in that? 2 national titles, so how did you do in the fights overall?
To be honest, like total numbers, I couldn't really give you that figure, but it was definitely a winning record. As a senior, I didn't tend to get beat that much. As a junior, maybe it's a bit more, but I turned into a better fighter as a senior than what I was maybe as a junior.
The better way of doing it.
Absolutely.
You know, it's great being a fantastic junior, but it doesn't really mean anything.
No.
But it's where the senior fights count, and so if you're doing it that way around, then that's obviously a positive side, which is led you to being where you are now, which is going pro.
Yeah, absolutely. When I was younger, I didn't really feel like I was as strong as some of the kids I was fighting, but then when I turned 18, I started to find a lot of strength, and that's why I started to win a lot more fights.
And what's been the deciding factor for you turning pro?
Well, I just felt like, to be honest, I'm 25 and I'm not getting any younger. I'm just getting an offer to go down GB for the trials, which I wasn't really that bothered about. I felt like
If it was 5 years ago, different story.
Yeah, totally, but I'm not getting any younger, and I feel like now's the perfect time. There's not much more experience I can get in an amateur game, and I was struggling to get fights like club shows and stuff like that, and I didn't really want to be one of them fighters that was in the gym all year round to just fight in the ABAs once a year, get as far as you can or whatever, and then obviously be back to square one and have to wait until the year after again, do you know what I mean? So,
and what are your aspirations then? What would you like to do as a professional?
I just want to turn pro and get started straight away, and then obviously push on and see how far I can actually go and see what I can achieve.
What, I mean, you must have an idea in your head where you
I'd love to be able to go on and reach British title level and maybe see what's after that, but at the minute...
That's the end goal.
Yeah, at the minute, yeah. I'd just like to turn pro and get started and obviously take it as it comes.
Well, I mean, you're in the gym now with your stablemate in Ben Marksby, who again was like yourself, a very good amateur, won lots of national titles. Is there anyone that you fought, because you're a little bit older, you're 25, he's still 22, is there anyone that you fought as an amateur who's turned pro now that's made you think, God, if he's doing well, why can't I do well?
Jack Rafferty's doing well at the minute.
And did you fight Jack then?
I beat Jack the first year when I won my first national title when I was 18. We had a tough fight in the quarterfinals.
I think Jack's unbeaten in about 17, 18
he was really strong back then, and obviously the pros over a longer period of time, so that's why he's probably...
He ended up losing in the semi-finals to Joe Laws, a local kid to this
day. That must have been a different time, yeah. But, and he also boxed Tom Hill, and they had a cracker of a fight. I think it was during COVID in the studio, and I beat Tom Hill as well.
Right. So you've got a little bit of an inclination in your head of where you can go. And what weight would you be? I mean, you look a fairly big lad. Are you going to be light middleweight, or are you welterweight or middleweight?
Well, I'll definitely box at welterweight. That's what I've just went in the ABAs. That was a long time since I made that weight, but then I made it comfortably.
Yeah.
So now, obviously, as a pro, I'll probably get a nutritionist on board and then hopefully hit it easier. But I'll definitely be boxing at welterweight. And I've got a little bit of weight to get off now, but.
So that excites me, because I was looking in you and for some reason I had it in you as a middleweight, and I didn't think you were middleweight size, but when you say welterweight, you're going to be a big welterweight.
When I box a lot well obviously when I boxed in amateurs, a lot of the people who I boxed, I was always much bigger than them and stuff like that. It was very rare that I came across someone that was like
Smaller.
Like
That's
always,
always bigger.
Yeah, bigger than us. Or if not, I was always like round about the same height. If them were big as well, but I always felt like I was much bigger than people, and I've always made the weight quite well as an amateur. So
Must be something in the water here, because Ben's big for his weight as well, isn't he?
Yeah. To be honest, I put weight on a little bit now as I'm getting older. But when I was a kid, I didn't really. That didn't really happen a lot for us. But like I say, I'll be able to get there.
Just look at me, he's no good at getting old, mate.
No.
Saying that, I was always overweight when I was young anyway, so it made no difference. When, as Steve said, he's looking to get you out for the first time?
So he's hoping, providing everything goes well with my licence and stuff like that, medicals and stuff like that, he's hoping to get us out on the 10th of September, which is the Blackpool show.
Oh right, yeah, good venue.
So that'll be good for everyone in the North East to come down and stop the night and spend the night down there.
That'll be a great party.
Yeah.
From one beachfront to another beachfront.
Yeah.
In fact, I've just been to Sunderland beachfront there.
Yeah.
Not quite as big as Blackpool's though.
No, absolutely not.
Well listen Travis, I'm really pleased to meet you. What I've seen today really excited me, mate, and I'm like I say, looking forward to that pro debut hopefully sometime in September.
Yeah, thanks mate, cheers.
Travis, you take care, mate.
You as well.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.